Well, here, share the, oh, that's true. I guess I don't know how you would do that with Instagram. It's taking a minute. Setting up your webinar for Facebook Live page. All right.
I'm just going to tell everybody to go to the Sleepless Astrologer on Facebook.
Ugh. Why it's like the opposite.
Because I can't hot link. I'm just going to tell everybody to go to the Sleepless Astrologer on Facebook.
Ugh. Why it's like the opposite.
I can't hot link. Do you hear that?
Yeah, you have to mute Facebook.
Okay, let me just turn it off. No, I can't turn it off.
You can mute. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So mute your Facebook, and then I will share it to...
How do I mute my Facebook?
If you go to the live stream, then you can, there's a little button right next to the settings tab.
Okay.
And you can then mute it. So now once it's there, we can share it to our personal page.
Okay.
Or share it to our personal home line.
Okay, here I go.
You do? Okay.
You shared it on my page?
I'll do that in a second.
It's on Sleepless Astrologer?
Yeah. All right.
I don't see it. Ah.
Did you find it? Yeah. Where did it go? I'm on the page. Oh, I'm in the group. Yeah, I got out of the page. Are you in the right place?
I think so. I just don't see a link.
Hold on. I'm going to share it to your page. Okay?
Okay. I'll go back
But
to
we should be live streaming on somewhere. We'll get all this stuff down. Live videos.
I asked my mom if she would watch, and she's like, nah.
Why not?
We've got 72 members. Somebody else joined while we were...
That's the group. There's a difference between the group and then the live, then the page. Sorry. Well, you know what? I'll share it from my personal page. I think it's on there. We'll get this. Oh yeah, we're live on my page, for God's sake. So share it with friends timeline. All right. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Do you see it?
I do.
Okay. I think we're good. All right. So.
Hold on.
I'm holding. We have viewers though, so we should probably talk.
Oh, okay. 1 second.
I don't think you need to do anything. I shared it on your page.
Well, I'm in a share in my timeline, so I just want to...
Did you approve it on your timeline?
I'm doing it right now. And there it goes.
All right.
Okay, there we go. All done. So are we live?
We are live.
We are live. So.
Hey, everyone. I'm
Okay.
Kristin.
All right, and I am Victoria, and I was supposed to introduce Kristin, and she calls me Vickie because we have known each other since high school, and we used to do things like sit in her basement in her house until like 1 or 2 in the morning, analyzing charts of boys because we were dumb teenagers. And remember those days?
I think you were a dumb teenager. I was never a
I
dumb teenager.
I was the dumbest teenager ever. So dumb. These dumb boys. But we got really good after a while. You can, do that for about 4 years. You start to learn your crap. And we continued to study throughout the rest of our beings. And now here we are doing this together, something we've talked about doing for years. And we choose to do it during Mercury retrograde, despite my pleas to not to.
Yeah, I'm not afraid of Mercury retrograde.
I hate Mercury retrograde.
You are so the pessimist.
Oh, like everything's breaking.
Yeah, I mean there have been a lot of weird communication issues. I have to tell you.
Things I've never heard of are breaking. I have a leaky oil pan that rusted out in my car. It's $1,000. I'm like, that's unfortunate.
Not a Mercury thing. I mean, I guess cars are a Mercury thing. I guess you're right.
Yeah. And my computer is just on some crazy stuff, and this thing, it's like possessed. I don't. Bob doesn't know how to work his. I don't know. Whatever. Mercury retrograde. So here we are in Mercury retrograde.
Well, hey, listen, I want to say something because when we were in high school, I met Vickie as a freshman in high school, and her mom, who is like one of the most amazing astrologers I've ever met, did my chart.
And you call me a pessimist.
Why is that? That's a good thing. Your mom's awesome.
Well, she's she's got Saturn up her ass, so.
And you don't?
Well, she's Capricorn moon.
Yeah, yeah. So Vickie's mom was like connected to all these amazing astrologers, and we got to learn firsthand from some of the greatest astrologers and the most ethical astrologers. And so that was an awesome thing when we were in high school through our early 20s to have all those people helping us and learn. And so I just had to plug you and your mom.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And I would like to chime in and say that when my mom birthed me, she met Catherine DeJersey and had Catherine DeJersey do my chart and had weird things to say. So I was blessed by Catherine DeJersey, and I am no better for it, but it's a little bit of tidbit information. If I tell the right person, they're like, ooh. And
I know who Catherine DeJersey is. That's pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, she said that. She said that I can charm the crap out of people to get what I want. I'm like, I don't know if that's good or bad. So
it is a good thing.
I guess I could use my evil power for good.
Well, do you?
It depends who I'm charming.
Yeah. Well, you're like the queen of customer service. I mean, that's for sure. Like
that is true.
But
I think that's the Pisces.
What? Just understanding.
Yeah.
Warmth?
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of messages. Let me.
Oh, are you?
Hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry about the beeps in there.
Sorry. So, you're a busy woman.
So yeah, back to Mercury retrograde. I want to go back to that a little bit because a couple days ago, Facebook Messenger went down. It was like a worldwide catastrophe, and and this was of course right on like the second day of Mercury retrograde, or I don't know. It was like right in the beginning, and I was like, I don't know, I was really stressing out because I kept getting messages and I couldn't respond to them. And then, so I tried responding, and all of a sudden, like auto responded 100 times or 100,000 times to somebody. And so I got blocked on Messenger.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah, for 24 hours. And I was like, yeah, okay, that's a total Mercury retrograde moment.
Yeah.
And then today I was ordering dinner from someplace, and I had to hold on 10 minutes because the guy was like, I don't understand. My computer is completely not, it's not responding all day long. We haven't been able to put orders in, and I was like, yeah, Mercury retrograde. So this
yeah.
So,
did you tell him it was Mercury retrograde, or were you just like, that's unfortunate?
I don't know. I didn't say anything about that, but I was thinking like those little things that are annoying about Mercury retrograde. I'm kind of tired of all these people who blame everything on Mercury retrograde, because it's really not, I don't think it's such a catastrophe. And that's one of the things I kind of wanted to mention tonight. Like everyone's like, oh, Mercury retrograde. I can't, I don't know. It's a planning stage, so one of the things when we talked about like doing this live, it was like, well, we're kind of just starting and we're really just going to see how things go. And so I don't think it's a problem to start tonight. I might just be wacky and have issues sharing things, which, probably. Oh, well, people can't seem to get on. They keep messaging me about it.
Are they trying to get on and they can't?
Yeah, they can't seem to get on. I don't know.
Because of Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're going to learn all of the ins and outs of this, right?
That's really funny. I was watching a blogger who told us that her computer just like died on her for no reason at all. And in her comments, there's like 15 people like, well, it's Mercury retrograde.
It's like so mainstream now. I mean, Huffington Post does articles. I mean, I think like New York Times does articles about it. And everybody wants to blame Mercury retrograde. So like the things you really can blame Mercury retrograde about, I gotta somehow turn off my notifications. Okay.
It was actually mentioned on Days of Our Lives.
Yeah, it's totally mainstream. All right. So you shouldn't sign contracts. You shouldn't close on your house. You shouldn't
buy a car.
Don't buy a car. Don't buy a computer. Don't buy a cell phone. And this is a problem for people because it's Christmas season and the holiday season, Hanukkah season, whatever, all the seasons. And it's not going to be over until, what do we say, December?
January 10th.
January 10th, it's the shadow, right? So there's the Mercury retrograde phase, and then there's a phase before and after the actual retrograde that's sometimes worse than the actual Mercury retrograde.
That's good to know. I didn't realize it was worse.
Sometimes it intensifies, like for a few days right after Mercury goes direct, then the intensity is kind of bad. So that's a particularly bad time to be doing your planning something.
So should I just stop like the blog?
No.
Until
why? I mean, you didn't start the blog under Mercury retrograde.
Did I? I don't remember.
No, it just went on December 7th. You've been doing that longer, right?
I think so.
You definitely shouldn't stop the blog. And I think that you're going to uncover hidden things about yourself and people who are, asking you questions and things like that. I think this is just a perfect time for reflection and planning. And, maybe that's why you sent me 10,000 things on lists in the last week.
I know. I know.
Where's your Mars, by the way? My God. I don't know how you're going to write that much.
Or like,
yeah.
I don't know. I just know that it's, like that picture I showed you today. So
which picture?
The one with Godzilla setting fire to San Francisco, and it says Aries be like, I'm not even dead yet.
Yes. Mars rising.
Yeah. Too bad we can't post that picture.
Oh, did you know that Donald Trump has Mars rising?
Does he really?
He does. He's a Gemini with Leo moon, right? Leo moon?
I think so, yeah. That's why it's a gold toilet.
No, he's Leo rising. Gemini, what's his moon? I can't remember now. But I know he has Mars rising and he has Leo rising. So he's like, do you remember that? I don't know if you remember any part of the campaign. There was this one rally he was at, and they had somebody jump on the stage. I think his instant response was to fight. He was like ready to go after the dude. And I think most other politicians would have turned around and like, look for their security. He was like ready to fight. And I'm like, yeah, Mars rising.
Yeah.
I know. Let's
send him that picture.
Yeah, we should. No, I don't think he'll tweet it out. But Yeah, I know. So I have a friend of mine who has a son who has Gemini. He's a Gemini with Mars rising. They call him Mini Donald Trump.
Oh, really?
He's like a terror. You know, he won't take no for an answer. He fights everybody. Yeah. So pretty funny stuff.
That's funny.
Uh,
You're gonna have to excuse my dog. He's from a puppy mill and it's a collapsed trachea, so sometimes he just like chokes to death.
yeah, didn't they think he had kennel cough or something?
Yeah, it's collapsed trachea. He came here with kennel cough, but at the end of the day, my Gemini dog is gonna cough to death.
That's really sad.
Yeah. Wah wah.
Yeah, so this guy can't log on, and I'm trying to. I don't know. Okay, so this isn't a perfect system, and I don't think people should message me while I'm trying to do this. So, Mercury. Any more about Mercury retrograde? Do you want to talk about where is Mercury retrograde right now? I don't even know. It's in
Sagittarius?
Oh yeah, okay.
27 Sag.
Yeah, definitely don't purchase airline tickets, right?
No. No.
I
wouldn't purchase like stocks and stuff either.
Oh, what about Bitcoin, right? Didn't some like huge amount of money get hacked during Mercury retrograde?
Something, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting time.
Just say no. I almost want to lock myself in the house until it's over, you know?
Well, you don't have to lock yourself in the house. It's not that bad. Just don't like make any plans. And if you make plans, just know they're probably going to end up changing.
Yeah.
You're going to end up having to get a new car or get a new computer or,
oh my God,
you know,
don't tell me I'm going to get a new car.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. No. Well, you wanted a new car, right? So
yeah, but that dream is forever on hold.
Okay.
For a while. It'll be a while before I'm in my Subaru.
Why Subaru?
All-wheel drive.
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense in Chicago.
If I'm gonna go see my Taurus father who's decided to move to the woods, I need an all-wheel drive car in order to get to him.
Where is he moving?
Janesville.
That's not the woods.
He's in like some ravine. Like I'll take pictures for you and you'll be like, it's the woods. There's a coyote like, hey, what's up? What's going on?
I told you that's where my grandma grew up,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was interesting.
That was fun for you. Good times.
Yeah, that was good times.
Yeah. Drink a wine for that.
Mm-hmm. A little triggered. So, what about these dirty pervs? Do you want to talk about that at all?
Oh, I love dirty pervs. Why are they so dirty?
My friend Sandy messaged me and she's like, what do you mean about dirty pervs? What are you going to be talking about? So,
well, Sandy, you'll notice that in the news, it seems that most of Hollywood can't, if they're a male and they're in some sort of place of power, they can't keep it in their pants, I guess. But everyone's forgotten about Bill Cosby for some reason.
That was pretty horrible. It's still over the news here in Philly because that's where it happened and that's where he's being tried. So, and whenever there's an update, we hear about it here.
About Bill Cosby?
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't hear anything about it.
No?
No, nothing.
It was pretty upsetting about what he did.
You know? I know. I mean, he's Mr. Huxtable.
Right.
And he's actually a dirty perv. This is my Scorpio Chihuahua all up in my girl. I love you. Terror. So yeah, so they what's up with these guys?
All right, so do you want to go over your list of who's
I guess so. I put it in a pile of paper that I'm staring at longingly, like,
I think I have it somewhere. I can pull it up.
I think the biggest dirty perv, and I'm not surprised as a dirty perv, is Kevin Spacey.
He always seemed arrogant to me anyway.
Yeah, well, he is, you know, especially when I found out about the $20 tip.
Oh, yeah, that was really, really rude.
That was unbelievable. And I believe it.
So what happened? Tell people what happened.
Well, apparently he took like 10 people out to dinner to like the Ivy or someplace. And, you know, it was like $1,000 meal and had, you know, service up the wazoo and, you know, busboys and waiters and waitresses and, you know, private room and yada, yada, yada. And he left a $20 tip.
An ass. So I'm going to pull up his chart real quick and we can look at it. You want to do it? You want to do this? This is what we do. So this is what we thought would be fun to show on camera is, you know, ever since we were 14, we would pull up these charts and just kind of go over them and talk about them and study them together and see different, you know, we can kind of feed off of each other. So we thought it might be fun to kind of do that with
good times.
Yeah, definitely.
Memories.
All right. Well, it still happens, right? So here, I'm going to try and share the screen.
Okay. Are people still trying to log on and they can't?
Oh, no, there's some people watching.
Oh, hi. Thanks for being here.
All right. Can you see Kevin?
Oh yeah, there he is.
Okay. So we originally thought
this is without his birth time, or is
no, this is his birth time as reported apparently by him on Astro. So
look at the sun, 1 degree Leo.
What a child, right? I mean,
oh my God.
Total attention hog.
And Pluto conjunct Mars.
Like control freak, complete control freak, and complete
power mad.
Power hungry, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Moon at the top of his chart, which is kind of interesting. It's in Taurus though, so it's a little different than we thought. We thought he was a Aries moon, which is very like infantile, but I think that 1 degree Leo sun.
Well, they're square. They're actually square.
Yeah, and they weren't square if it was an Aries, right? So
no.
Yeah. So sun squared moon, and I can show it with my mouse here. Sun squared moon means that there's tension between the sun and the moon. Your sun is who you are. It's like your essence. It's your path in life. It's your
it's who you. It's your soul.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. Right. It's like
it's your being.
It's your being. It's who you are. There's really no getting over your sun sign. Oh, and like that's annoying. Like all these new astrologers want to completely poo-poo sun sign, but you know you can do like a lot of stuff with just sun sign. Period. You know, and old time astrologers know that, but all these new people want to tell you that no, your sun sign has no meaning. It's just
who would say that?
Oh my God, it's all over. It's
where
really, on all these forums that I read and contribute to. I'm just like, you guys are insane. It's the most important thing you can do. You can do a solar chart and get, just by your solar chart, you can get 75% accuracy on a chart reading, just by the sun sign, because it's so important.
What's the basis of saying the sun has no significance whatsoever?
You know, I think when people start to learn astrology, they get really, really cocky and like sure of themselves. And, you know, when you learn astrology, you learn how nuanced it is. Like there's so much involved in all the other parts of a chart. So I think it's probable that you would, to show that you know about astrology, you would focus on other things and want to tell people, but that's just, it's wrong. You know, one of the biggest contributors in how you get along in this world is your sun sign energy, period.
Yeah.
How you get along with other people, how you know, your focus on life, your energy source, your path, it's all sun sign. So sun sign is really, really important and it should never be like discounted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get, you know, with Scopum, I run this astrology matchmaking app and it's called Scopum. And we do a lot of things just with sun sign astrology alone because it's so important. And having really good energy between your sun signs is one of the biggest indicators of compatibility. It doesn't really give you any sense of like attraction or connection, but you know, once you get all those other things, if your sun signs are, you know, they're in bad aspect, then you're going to have a really difficult life, you know?
Yeah.
It's just a battle. I mean, nothing's impossible, but you're going to have to go into things knowing that there's going to be all sorts of issues.
And I want to back you up by saying that my first husband and I had completely incompatible sun signs. And
Leo and
never understood each other at all.
you have just different goals. You have different energy, you know, and how you respond to situations is a lot of times based on your sun sign. And if you can't have a basic understanding of your energy flow, then it's just always a fight.
Yeah.
So when you have, like, for example, with Kevin Spacey, back to him, sun, moon squared. Your sun is your will, your moon is your emotions and how you perceive emotions. So when your will is at odds with your emotions, it causes tension within yourself. You really never feel comfortable with yourself. You always are, you know, you're battling your emotional desires versus your, you know, personal goals. There's always like, I really want to do this and yet I'm scared to do it. Or I really want to do this and yet, you know, I'm just not, you know, I can't get into it. I mean, there's always like this conflict. It does bring energy, you know, squares definitely bring energy to somebody. Like they tend to be hardworking. They tend to be, you know, they're interesting people. I mean, they definitely have like conflicts though within themselves. So it's a lifelong battle. So he definitely has that, especially with his Uranus. Well, it's 15 degrees, but it's
I was going to say, like, is Uranus and
yeah, it's 14 degrees. So
okay,
I think with sun sign you can go up to 15 easily, and I say that it's a conjunction. So
I was thinking Mercury and Uranus.
So Mercury is Mercury is at 18 Leo. Uranus is 15.
So that's conjunct.
So those two are conjunct, and then Uranus and the sun are conjunct, right? So what conjunct means is that they're like really in close
They're on top
proximity.
of each other.
Yeah, so those energies get blended when they're on top of each other.
So he's a crazy maniac.
Okay, so Ms.
Power hungry.
Vickie is always a pessimist, and I try to look at the bright side.
I'm not always a pessimist.
You are the Saturn to my Jupiter.
I know. I put that on my blog.
Did you?
Yeah, ToriMania.com. There is the top thing.
That you're the Saturn.
Quotes from my friends.
Oh, that's awesome. Well,
yeah.
True. You definitely.
My Saturn rising.
I know. I'm Jupiter rising, right?
So that's how it goes down.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I mean, can you find anything nice about him? I don't see anything nice about him. This is not a nice person. And I'm not quite sure like how he's a good actor other than he just happens to have a mini stellium in Leo. And
well, Leos tend to be actors, period. And there's a lot of, they're just gregarious, they're outgoing, they love attention. And so, yeah, I can see Sun exactly like 2 degrees away from his ascendant. Sun on his ascendant, I would say that that's a good indication of, that he'd be an actor. Plus the moon at the top of his chart. He can, channel that energy and be...
I would say that with the moon on top of his chart and his 12th house being ruled by Cancer, that would give him the emotion to act.
Oh, well, yeah. Neptune rules the 12th and Cancer. Yeah, absolutely.
And Neptune's in Scorpio.
In the 4th.
Which for everybody, but I mean.
Opposed to him is his moon, actually.
Yeah.
So he isn't who he says he is. That's for sure.
No, he's a dick.
Well, that's isn't that a kite right there? Yeah. He's got a kite between Neptune, Moon. So this is a kite for anybody who's interested in astrology. Moon, Mars, Saturn is a grand trine. Neptune is opposing the moon, and the Neptune is sextiled Saturn, as well as sextiled Mars and Pluto. So that's I usually only see kites in extremely successful people. So I'm not surprised that he's, successful.
Yeah, but it's over.
Yeah.
It's over. Yeah. I'd like to see the transit, and maybe we can do that the next time we do this, because I think it's an interesting chart and there's so much to delve into. It's a deep chart. But I'd be interested in seeing the transit of the day he got busted, and
that would be interesting.
Maybe New Year's Day or something, like what's in store for him, because he got accused of serious stuff, didn't he?
What did he get accused? I mean, I know that he was accused, but I don't know. I mean, what did he do?
You know, I'm really not clear on that, and I don't want to say. Okay. I'm not sure, but
all I know is
he's like that up.
Gay. He offended like the entire gay population by saying that as an excuse.
Well, yeah, he came out and said, like, if I understand correctly, allegedly he went after younger people and was like, I don't know why. And then he was like, I did it because I'm gay. And that was his reasoning for the abuse that he did. And naturally, that doesn't fly. That's not a reason to do. There's no reason to do what he did, period. But to blame it on a demographic, and he can't even own up to his own stuff. I mean, he's obviously a very confused person, especially with Uranus conjunct Mercury. His head's probably really jumbled, especially in the first house. Like, he may not know who he is as a person, period.
You think?
And with Venus and Virgo, that, you know, maybe being gay to him is just too much. And he spent too much time trying to be a man, and it just manifested itself. How is Jupiter aspected in Scorpio? It doesn't have numbers on my side, so I can't.
Okay. Oh, you know, let me scroll down. So we got Jupiter squared Uranus, and Jupiter in conjunct. What in conjunct? Yeah, North Node.
Oh, so this is a repeated pattern.
You think he's done it
before? His lesson the first time.
But he's a new soul, 1 degree Leo. I just got a message from a viewer who said that he tried to take a little boy into a back room during a party.
Oh, okay.
Math. So
thank you for letting us know that. Thank you. No, seriously, thank you.
So where, what do we see in his chart about that?
About being a pedophile?
Being a pedophile. Yeah.
Maybe Mars conjunct Pluto.
Let's
Can you lower it so I can see the top of the chart just a little bit?
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. So Mars conjunct Pluto, not necessarily. I think that's power issues, right? Let's see if...
Well, you're taking power over something that's innocent and helpless.
Yeah. And then it's... what is it doing to Venus right there?
Well, Venus looks like it's unaspected.
Looks like it is... Well, it's conjunct Mars and conjunct Pluto. So those three together.
That looks like a wide conjunction.
What is it at? Mars is 4 degrees Virgo. And Venus is 12. Yeah, that's a little bit...
It's kind of big.
That's too far for those two. I don't know why. This isn't a chart I ran, because this was from the Astro.
Okay.
So, yeah, I wouldn't consider those conjunct. And trined Saturn, trine Moon, Jupiter. I don't know. You think it's the... Let's look at the 8th. So the ruler of the 8th is in the 1st. The ruler of the 5th is in this conjunct Mars. For kids. Moon opposed Neptune. Yeah, I thought he could get away with it. That's for sure.
Oh, he thinks he can get away with anything.
Yeah.
He's delusional. He's totally delusional. And a Taurus moon. I mean, he wants what he wants when he wants it. On top of that, Leo.
Yeah.
Who thinks he deserves it?
I know a ton of Leos with Taurus moons. I don't know why.
How did that happen?
I don't know. It seems like a lot of the Leos I know have Taurus moons.
So and are they pedophiles, or are they like normal people?
Not that I'm aware, but they're very stubborn ass people. Like, They're very prideful and stubborn, and they won't change their mind once they've made it. That's it.
Well, you have a sun moon square and you don't have that problem.
Yeah, but my moon's in Libra, so I definitely, it's not the square that makes you stubborn, for sure.
It's fine.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty stubborn, though. I would say that I don't give up, like, ever.
Well, I would say it's your Mars and Leo.
Yeah.
You don't back down.
That's true. I don't.
And Libra is kind of badass. Libra is like very underrated.
It's a terrible moon sign. It's a terrible moon sign because you can't make a decision and you're dependent on other people, like, wanting to please them or make them happy. Yeah, I don't love being a Libra moon.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they usually make the right decision.
Oh, it's because we agonize it for 10 years, and then we make that decision. Yeah, I think it's a tough moon position, actually. I really do.
Well, you would know since you live it, but
it's true.
I would give it more credit.
Well, I like things harmonious, and that's one thing I really like to have everybody happy. Anyway, enough about me, but yeah. So I don't know what his moon. I'm not really sure about, where it indicates that he's a pedophile. I really don't. I would just say maybe the Neptune opposing moon in the 4th house. He had maybe some childhood issues. Neptune opposing
happened to him.
Look at the Neptune in the 4th. Yeah, opposing his moon. It probably happened to him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible that it could have happened to him. Absolutely.
Allegedly.
Yeah, right.
Everything we say about Kevin Spacey is allegedly. It's just horoscope. It's astrology.
Just our
Mr. Spacey.
Yep,
Allegedly.
right.
You allegedly did all this stuff.
Well, looking at his chart, you've got Saturn activated in the 5th. That often talks about, like, creativity. He's able to actually build on his creativity with that grand trine and the kite on configuration. So he's definitely, he's super talented. I think it's just like he just thinks he's so talented because that's Sun.
Yeah.
Sun right in Leo at right.
But do you notice that it's in Capricorn, but it's in the 5th?
Oh, right. Yeah. Yep. So it's actually to have Saturn in Capricorn in a grand kite configuration, that's a powerful source of energy and willpower, right?
Yeah.
Apparently not enough willpower to stay away from little boys, but.
I'm not even sure what to make of that. The fact that it's in Capricorn, but in the 5th house, which is ruled by Scorpio.
Yeah.
So now the pieces are starting to fall together. And the ruler of Scorpio is conjunct Mars, and both Mars and Pluto rule
that grand
Scorpio.
Kite.
And Neptune is there.
You know what, though? Interesting. The focus of this grand kite is Neptune, right? So It's all deception. It's all complete deception.
Well, if you check this out, that the 8th house. Oh no, it's not. Forget that. Never mind.
What's that?
I was going to say the 8th house is ruled by Pisces, but it's not.
No, but Pisces is in there. It's definitely represented.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Definitely. Should we check out Matt Lauer now?
Oh yeah, I love that guy.
Our other favorite perv?
Our other perv.
Okay. Let's see if I can find. Here we go. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Let me open it a little bit further.
Oh, he ran away.
It's not. Okay, so it's not the right screenshot?
No, I see him.
Oh, it is him? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't zoom it in anymore. Okay. So Matt Lauer, he was accused of what? Approaching coworkers?
Allegedly
approaching coworkers by several people. And doing what?
I thought he did power tripping things. Like you can't do this unless you do this. Or viewers, do you know what Matt Lauer did?
Yeah. Let's see.
Because I'll lose this screen if I minimize it.
Yeah. Well,
I can look on the sheet. Do you want me to look on the sheet?
Yeah. Why don't you do that?
See if I can find it. Where I write allegedly like 100 times. There's actually like a whole list of dirty pervs.
Yeah, we should go over that list.
Do you want me to do that while we...
Sure.
Okay. All right. So, allegedly, Nick Carter, who is from a boy band, Louis C.K., Richard Dreyfuss, Adam Fields, these are just people in the industry, Andy Henry, Dustin Hoffman, Robert
Dustin Hoffman was accused?
Yep. He's apologized for his actions. So he pretty much owned up to it. I've seen Robert Knepper. I've like stood like within eyeshot of him and made eye contact with him, and he's a creepy dude in my personal opinion. And he plays creepy dudes. Like, didn't he play a rapist in that prison show?
I'm the worst person to ask about these things.
I think he did. And he was a creepy dude in Heroes too. Other perps, Jeremy Piven, which is no shock to anybody. Brett Ratner, which was a bummer to find out. The Nickelodeon producer, Chris Savino. You're going to say?
Dustin came on to a boy.
That's great. Russell Simmons.
Half of Hollywood.
Oh, really?
That's what it seems like. They're all doing that.
Russell Simmons, who was married to Kimora Lee Simmons. Tom Sizemore. Steven Seagal, accused of rape. Sadly, George Takei, who denies the allegations. Matthew Weiner, not the politician. Amazon executive Roy Price, quickly fired. Charlie Rose. Jan Wenner. That's a woman.
That's right. You mentioned that woman. I don't know any of these probably people. I don't even really care about them.
Yeah, Garrison Keller from Prairie Home Companion on NPR. George Herbert Walker Bush, accused of patting women on the butt for doing a good job. And then he said that he's old and his arms were too heavy and he couldn't like keep them up. So he just wound up resting them on women's asses. So I believe it too. Like, I think it's pretty harmless. He's from the day where that was a compliment.
Oh, Matt Lauer. Matt Lauer gave sex toys to coworkers. Sexual remarks.
As gifts. Here's a rabbit. Happy birthday.
That is Matt Lauer.
And there's more to that list. I cut it down. It was, otherwise this would have been like, that article would have been, you would have been like, don't write me that big of an article ever again.
I had to separate it into two posts because there were so many. And I was like, no, it's okay.
But all right, so he gave like vibrators and stuff as gifts to people and then was like, will you use it?
Right. Well, he is a Capricorn, right?
So he wants money on his investment.
It served a purpose, right?
Yep. Very practical gift.
Right. So Matt Lauer is Capricorn with Aries Moon. But it's not squared. It should be squared, 22 and 5. So it's squared by element. But still. Mars is in Sag. Venus is in Aquarius. A lot of kinky stuff.
Conjunct Chiron.
Yeah. Venus conjunct Chiron. Oh, exactly. 14 degrees within a few minutes. 4 minutes. Yeah, poor Matt. He has no idea how to. I
think he knew it was coming.
Oh, opposed Uranus. Absolutely. That's twisty and really dark stuff.
Yeah.
And Capricorns are like naturally dominant anyway.
Except for my husband.
Well, he's got Mars and Pisces.
I know.
Right? Matt's got Mars and Sagittarius. He's the warrior, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he's really annoying when he interviewed people.
That's why he's what?
Really annoying when he interviewed people. He would just like bully them until they told him what he wanted to hear.
Oh, yeah. Well, it worked.
It worked. Absolutely.
And he's got Node in Scorpio.
Yeah. So he should have known better, right?
Yeah, he probably did know better. And I don't know if he like thought, I don't know if he realized what he was doing in a way. Like there's like a sense of
Capricorns
stupidity.
always know what they're doing.
No, they don't.
Oh my God, everything is calculated with them. Everything.
I will find you stupid Capricorns.
I'm not saying they're all smart, but I think they're all calculated. They're all like, they do things with purpose, right? So
yes, that's true.
He absolutely knew what he was doing, and he thought he could get away with it. Probably had some
and that's the stupid part.
Well, he probably got away with it for a long time, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know the answer to that, but and his Neptune is. So what do you think? So you think
is the Neptune conjunct Jupiter?
Yeah, no, not really. It's 9 degrees. I wouldn't call that conjunct at that point.
Because the two rulers of Pisces, in the third house of communication, like he's giving these things to people, and then like, what'd you say? Like allegedly giving them notes or talking dirty to them, and
yeah,
like this is a form of communication for him.
I don't really know. I mean, based on his chart, I think he thought he could get away with it. He probably like got off on
the power.
Having some power. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would absolutely say that was a power thing. And let's talk about Aries Moon, right?
Ugh.
So
he's a little boy.
They are kind of ruthless about getting what they want because their needs have to be met, right?
Well, we should put that picture up.
Well, that's it. Yeah, Aries. I don't even have that picture handy, but that was funny. So I definitely think that we definitely see some Neptune issues on both of these charts.
Yeah.
And
it's an addiction.
Yeah. You think that they couldn't control it?
And they lied about it.
Yeah, or just like fuzzy sense of
morals.
Yeah. It's interesting.
They twisted them into both of them twisted the situation into what they wanted it to be, in a position of power. And the difference is that being a Capricorn is that Matt Lauer had a plan.
Yeah.
Whereas Kevin Spacey pulled bullshit out of his ass and just like threw caution to the wall and just saw whatever stuck and then went with it. And that's why I want to see what the chart looked like the day he got busted and like in a couple of weeks. Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what kind of transits he's going through. That's for sure. I could do Matt Lauer, but I don't know the dates of all that stuff. I could try to do Kevin Spacey, but I don't have him saved. It would just be, I don't think we should do that right now. I think we should start asking people if they have questions because we've been talking.
Yeah, I would love to. Yes.
So as we get used to this format, right, like we have to figure out.
Oh, look, my Capricorn husband left me a nice note.
Oh, really?
Love you. Good luck.
Aw, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And he's all like, make money, Capricorn.
Yeah, kind
of. Okay, does anybody have any questions or astrological things that they want to talk about?
Or any comments about what we talked about tonight?
So far, nothing that I see.
We're so good. We covered it all.
Oh, Maria, my friend, recognized that Lou is our resident Leo. That's funny. I'm seeing the comments now. Oh, this guy Dan said he's a Cancer moon and he can be pretty stubborn. I would say that Cancer moons can be very stubborn. Absolutely. I think Cancers can be really stubborn.
Yeah, you are.
Dogmatic. Yes.
That shell, that hard shell.
Yeah, Lou called me stubborn too.
But don't forget, you've got like a big pile of Leo to add to that stubborn.
Well, prideful. That's a problem, right?
Well, I don't think it's a problem.
Speaking of stubborn, is everything in Venus except for Pisces? Or everything in Taurus?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're a little bit stubborn too, my friend.
I'm a lot stubborn.
Very, very stubborn. So yeah, looks like nobody has any questions. That guy, Dan, had wanted us to look at his chart though. Do you have that chart or do I have to pull it up? Did I send it to you? I'm going to stop my share. Okay, and then I'm going to look for his chart real quick. Hey, Dan, are you still there? See if I can open it. Am I still on Zoom?
I see you.
Oh, okay. It's like my Facebook stopped working, so I don't know if I can pull that chart up. Yeah, for some reason I can't pull it up. I'm going to try sharing it to you again. Okay. Can you pull it up?
You sent a GIF.
Yeah, you can't open it?
I'm afraid that if I move this thing, I'll lose you. So let me try it from my phone.
Yeah, I was just going to say I can pull it up on my phone. I can't share it then. That's really annoying.
Since it's Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, you might be right about the Mercury retrograde. Hey, Dan, can you send me your chart again, if it's possible? Are you listening? Maybe he's not there. Oh, well, then.
No, it looks interesting.
Oh, you can pull it up?
I can barely read it, but
oh, Nicole wants us to look at. Oh, he's listening. You know what? It's weird. The Facebook messages take a while to log on, like to show. So, like, I can't see.
Maybe can we try Skype or something?
No, this is. Oh, he sent it. So you know what? I think it's just there's a delay.
Okay.
You have to kind of like adjust to the delay on these things because I was asking questions and nobody was responding. So I thought,
well, now's a good time for yourself to pour a second glass of wine.
No, I can't have. I still have wine left in my glass. All right. All right.
Is it coming?
I can't pull it up for some reason. I don't know why.
Every time I push on it, I get an emoji.
Okay. Let's see. Why is this under? Oh, here we go. Okay, yes. Let me try and resend it, Kristin. Nicole, let me go to you because I can't seem to open Dan. Sorry, Dan. I'll definitely look at your chart. He said that he's a Leo ascendant, Aquarius sun.
So he's a Leo ascendant, Aquarius sun.
I can't open it. Leo ascendant, Aquarius sun.
With Venus and Aquarius.
Hey, Dan, why don't you give me your birth data and I'll just start a new chart. Give me your birth date. Text it to me, though. Is my screen sharing?
No, I just see you.
Okay. And then we'll do Nicole's chart. I have hers. I can pull it up.
Okay.
Or can you give me his birth date, Vickie, on the chart? Can you read it?
No.
All right.
I'm trying really hard too.
All right, so why don't I pull up Nicole, and then Dan can message me his stuff. Nicole, do you have any questions? Do you see any responses?
No.
Okay.
But I don't have a chat box or anything.
Okay. I think this is Nicole. I'm going to share this.
Okay.
Screen. And
do I have to say allegedly like 100 times?
You don't have to. All right, let's see if this is. Hey, Nicole, if you're watching, is this your chart? I remember you having Cancer.
Hey, girl, Pisces.
Yeah, this is her. I remember. The Cancer on the 10th.
Look at that stellium. Look at that. You psychic little thing.
She's married to a Scorpio. I know that.
Oh, why'd you do that?
She wants to know what the upcoming year looks like.
Well, are we doing predictive, or we agreed to not do predictive?
We don't do predictive, yeah.
But we can tell you about your natal.
No, we can, it's different. She's not asking for like the time of her death or, what the lottery numbers are or anything like that. But
you just want to do a transit?
No, we could do a transit. I'll pull it up. I'm just going to tell Dan to actually just give me the birth date.
Hi, Lou. Hi, Nicole. Okay. Hi, Dan. Thanks for joining us.
All right, extended. Let's do, can you see my screen still?
Yeah.
Okay. Natal and transits. Okay.
So you've got Neptune on Venus right now. There's, do you want me to be a pessimist, or what do you want me to do?
Do your normal reading, Vickie.
I would, oh, it ran away.
Lou said, hey, what's up, Vic?
Hey.
Okay, sorry. I was looking at
okay.
Here we go.
Is Neptune conjunct Venus, or is it conjunct the moon?
Neptune is currently at 11 Pisces, and her moon is what? Oh, it's exactly
so conjunct the moon. I have Neptune conjunct the moon right now, and it's crazy. I don't know about you, but like crazy weird stuff has been happening. Like, stuff I can't explain. And you've got Chiron is sitting on your sun or your Mars.
She's been having work issues. I know that, like not work issues, but like questions about work. I remember that.
So you serve or you suffer, and there's energy in deciding which one you're going to do.
I don't think she's going to have a clue what she's meant to be doing for a while with that Neptune right in the 6th house right there. I think it's going to be a lot of
that's going to be like years. Yeah. But Jupiter is in the 2nd house, and I would say that it doesn't look aspected, but I would think that things are kind of settled, like money's coming in, money's going out, money's coming in, money's going out. And with more fun with Neptune, there's Mercury is on top of Neptune in Sagittarius. So now's a really good time to like educate and explore and do some deep thinking about what it is you want to do.
Yeah, it was like a total restructuring time
or something. Huh?
Saturn was on her Neptune for a while. It's just moved off. It's 4 degrees past her Neptune.
Yeah, that must have been fun.
So it's restructuring, right? I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Of your thinking, of your mindset, and now you are kind of it's will manifest. I would guess.
Well, we don't know with Neptune there. That's the problem. No astrologer can read Neptune transits very easily because nobody really knows. It's a flaw. I was described Neptune as like walking through the fog with somebody else's glasses on. You have no clue, right? It's on your moon. It's a time for like spirituality, and it's a time for like kind of coming to terms with childhood, really. And I guess in the 6th house, it's a restructuring time. And I mean, I guess it's hitting, that stellium hard for a long time. It's going to be.
Yeah, you're going to be all tuckered out.
Yeah. Or re-energized,
Are you an introvert?
Let me see if she can answer. I'll look.
Chiron in the 8th in Taurus.
Natally.
Yeah.
She's awesome at like regeneration then.
Or constantly giving or being constantly taken from.
She said
North Node is in the 11th, so you need to pick your friends carefully.
Well, that's her path in this life, is to work on being more outgoing and to relying on friends. And
yeah, but I see that Chiron in the 8th, where it's other people's resources.
I see that as a regenerative ability. Like she's going to be able to regenerate completely.
It's in Taurus.
That's true. So it's more resourceful, but I mean, it's definitely like a physical regeneration, right?
I don't know. I guess I'd have to think about that. I like that, she's been blessed with, as you know, Jupiter rising, sadly Saturn rising as well.
Well, that's a good thing.
But that'll help that Libra from going up and down all the time. Is it good? Is it bad? There is a place for it to stop in the middle. So there isn't this constant going back and forth.
She said she's an introvert. Well, she has no planets on the top of the horizon.
No, just the stones.
But the North Node is on the top of the horizon. So
I'd be interested to see where Lilith is. I don't know what that means, but...
You don't know what Lilith... Yes, you know what Lilith means.
Well, I mean, like, not like in all the signs, but...
All right. Yeah, you do. Okay. Lilith. Lilith is just getting really popular right now.
Scorpio.
Well, money issues.
Makes sense that she'd marry a Scorpio then.
Yeah, I wonder if his sun is right on her Lilith. It's interesting. Opposing her Chiron.
Yeah.
Definitely an interesting relationship.
Know this guy from a past life.
I think I have her husband in here somewhere too, but I don't know. I wish Facebook would update.
Go ahead.
I wish Facebook would update like in real time.
Nicole, do you feel like you have a psychic connection with your husband?
He's 11/5/72. So this is the beginning of Scorpio. He's probably conjunct her Lilith. That can be a point of pain though. Lilith, it can be like bad
the worst thing ever. My Lilith is in Scorpio.
I'm not saying that he's a pain for you. Like, we're not saying that. Vickie might say that because she's negative. But
shut up. Josh.
So just, I mean, she wanted to know overall for the year. Let me just get back to transits real quick.
But I don't know if she heard my question, which is, do you feel like you have a psychic connection to your husband?
Can you see the comments?
No.
Natal and transits, here we go. She just went through a North Node return. She said, yes, we have a psychic connection.
Did you know instantly that that was your husband?
Yeah, she hasn't responded yet. I think overall for the year and for the next few years, it's going to be work dominated questions. Like, are you doing the right thing? Are you going over, are you fulfilling your destiny essentially? North Node just returned in the 11th house. Mm-hmm. So I knew he was someone special and that I was intrigued by him, she said. So she did have that connection.
Do you feel like you're psychic? And an old soul?
She said, very soon after we met, I knew he would be my husband. And do you think that's the Lilith?
And the Pisces.
Well, Pisces are just so psychic in general. They're so intuitive. If I remember correctly, she works in the financial industry. She said her gut is usually right on.
Okay.
I kept saying, I think she needs to be more of a caretaking role. With all that stuff in the 6th and then in the 10th.
And in Pisces,
Cancer, yeah. In Pisces and Cancer ruling the 10th. I think she needs to do some sort of caretaking, almost healthcare sort of role. The health.
And with Scorpio on the 2nd.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all water.
But what kind of caretaking can you do if you're coming out of finance?
Right? I mean, there's a lot of ways you can take care of
nonprofit work.
Nonprofit work for sure. Or, I think you can, be a caretaker, like financially, I would say. But I think this is more hands-on. Like, you should really be like in some sort of like a healer role. She's in grants compliance. That's right.
I would spit out forensic accounting.
Because of Scorpio on the 2nd?
Mm-hmm. And intuitive Pisces.
Yeah, that's true. That'd be good. That's bad. I keep thinking like some other sort of healthcare role. But as far as like the rest of the transits, you don't really have a whole lot besides the Neptune and the stuff going on in the 6th house.
That's big enough.
Yeah, I mean, that's Saturn moving off the Neptune. Yeah.
And if Mercury's retrograde right now, it's going to re-hit. It's going to be all over that Neptune on the 3rd. So I don't know if you're creative at all. It'd be a good time to experiment with your medium if you are a creative person. And if you're not a creative person, don't buy a car, don't buy a computer, don't buy a house, don't leave your house, you know.
Oh, we had another question. Maria, I'm gonna move on. Maria was asking about Uranus in the first house in general.
Okay.
I mean, we don't have a chart to look at, but what does Uranus in the first house indicate to you?
I guess it depends on what sign it is.
Oh, wait, real quick. She said she wants to be a registered dietitian as well as, but would have to go back to school for that. I think healthcare would be awesome for you. I really do. I think you feel really at home in that field, caretaking, and I think I really do.
You can do it.
Uranus in the first is like unpredictable behavior. It's, you know, Aquarian in nature, right? Like it rules Aquarius. So a very kind of quirky,
chaotic.
Yeah. It's an interesting, to have Uranus in the first it's all about like sudden things, like you're going to have your appendix burst. Like these are the people who kind of have like crazy sudden things happen to their health. They're also very keyed in psychically with Uranus in the first because it's like the antenna.
They're innovative.
Extremely innovative. Yeah, that's a good point.
And eccentric.
Yes.
And you might get the famous Aquarian nose.
Well, they do have like the the Aquarian features, like the bigger eyes and overall sense of responsibility for humanity with Aquarius in the first house, I think. But it's, the first house is really about your physical appearance and it's your outlook on life, right? So, it kind of makes you more of an Aquarian in nature in general. But, without having a chart to look at, we can't see how it's aspecting everything.
Right. I was just going to say, what's the aspects to it?
Definitely. So Dan did get, she wrote, natal Uranus in Scorpio in the first house. Wow.
Wow.
Maria, is this you? Or is this, I could pull up your chart.
Crazy.
Talk about hard to get to know, right?
Yeah. What are you getting? Who are you?
I would hope that they're like more of an evolved
an evolved Scorpio.
I have her. Let me pull her up real quick. Scorpio rising. She has to be secretive. Okay. Okay. This is her transit too, by the way.
And node there.
Right.
So I would say that's a quick regeneration. Or would you put that in the 12th house? Well, Pluto's rule is in the 12th house. So that was, if you believe in past lives and karma, that was a quick regeneration, especially with Uranus there. Like it was a quick like pick off, like an accident or something that put you out and you came back to life quickly. And you've got Chiron right across at 0 degrees, Taurus. Interesting.
North node in the first with with Uranus in the first is all about being independent in this life and, taking care of your personal, you've already done the relationship thing, right? So.
And that's why it's at 0.
What's at 0? Chiron. Yeah, Chiron. Yeah. So this is all about, you working on you. and being independent.
And it's opposed Uranus, which is, Aquarius is like, I love you from over there.
Yeah, I mean, long distance relationships are good.
And you've got Mars right on your little cusp there. So there's some energy going on.
You mean transiting Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is Jupiter conjunct the node?
Jupiter is at 12 Scorpio. Yeah, so just past it now. I mean, it's just like a time of, energy and independence towards
exploration.
Yeah. In just under a year, I will have transit Uranus conjoining Chiron and activating my Grand Cross. Help, she said.
Wow.
Yeah.
Smoke a lot of pot.
I think it's an awesome time, actually. I think you're going to not have a whole lot of control over what you're going to be doing, as with Uranus transits. I think they just happen.
Yeah.
There's not a lot you can do about them.
You're just going to kind of have to go with the flow. Chrissy, can you put it down a little?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. A little more. Thank you. And the moon's at 28 Capricorn.
Yeah.
But it's in the 4th house.
Yeah.
And where's your sun? Oh, you're a Gemini. Huh. And Mercury is in conjunct your Uranus. So you're probably like smart in ways that you don't understand and that other people don't understand. Like, are you seen as like people don't get you, or you just don't get people, or?
Let's see if she's responded. She just laughed.
And Uranus is squared Saturn at the top of the chart at 1 degree Leo. So you're a stubborn little thing yourself. With node squaring Mars in Leo in the 10th. So I would hope that you work for yourself or you're the boss, because you would not make a good subordinate in any way, shape, or form.
She said, yes, she's intuitive and everyone thinks she's crazy.
Maybe you are. But, so am I.
I think she's brilliant.
Yeah.
And just totally misunderstood.
Yeah. And the regeneration is, I would say, the Pluto in the 12th. And that node in the 1st. It's always like shedding your skin in a way. And especially with Gemini, like constantly thinking of like on to the next thing, and then thinking, and then on to the next thing. And like people can't keep up. Do you think people are stupid? No, really.
Well, she knows people are stupid. Come on. She knows that. Capricorn moon with a Gemini and all these transits going on. Let's talk about that.
Can you give me 1 second? I will be right back.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
She said she doesn't think everyone's stupid. We have a bathroom break, I think, guys.
Final one. What, honey? Eat lots of food. Yep. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. What'd I miss?
Nothing. I've just been inputting another chart. Do you want to finish up with Maria?
How you doing, Maria? I think you seem like an interesting person, and I would love to have coffee with you. But I live in Chicago.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen back again. Okay, there, back. She said virtual coffee works.
Yeah.
And she's good.
Can you pop it up a little? There. Thanks. No, up. Uppy just a bit. Thank you.
Way?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
So what else do we need to know? Chrissy, would you say that Saturn's opposed the moon?
Yeah.
How is your parents?
Yeah, I just think this delay makes it really hard. You can't really get responses super fast.
That's okay.
Yeah, she's asking about her parents. So in a natal chart, your moon represents your mom, your Saturn typically represents your dad. Capricorn is the dad of the zodiac. Cancer is the mom of the zodiac. They're in opposition. Those two.
Mom's in Capricorn, so it's like she took the father role. Even though it's the fourth house of Cancer, which is the mother role.
Her relationship with her mom is strained, and her dad died in 1987.
Yeah.
My mother doesn't understand me. Yeah. Well, also, Moon opposing Saturn is also, it's just a difficult.
It's the highest planet at 1 degree.
Super hardworking, right? But opposing that Moon, it makes things, you always kind of take things not pessimistic way, but like kind of, you're kind of used to that sort of difficult emotional times. Like it becomes the norm for you.
Yeah, Kristin.
What? Like I'm saying you're like that? Yeah. Yep. All right.
Wait, was there anything else that you wanted to know before we moved on to whoever is next?
I'm going to go ahead and
on to the next thing.
I don't know. Is Dan still here? Dan, are you still here? And then I think we should wrap it up.
Okay.
We can continue doing charts, probably just not on Facebook. She'd love to know how to prepare for the upcoming Uranus opposition, if you have any advice. You can't prepare for that.
No.
You just can't. It's going to change your life. And you have no control over it. You kind of just have to go with it, however it may happen.
Just be prepared for anything.
Right, and we can't even tell you like, oh, this is going to happen because it's in the 7th and the 1st house. You won't even know.
And Chiron, you can't forget Chiron.
Oh, yeah. So it's opening up old wounds and
or giving opportunities to make big changes.
Different partnerships. Right? New opportunities to do
big things.
Internet stuff. I would say internet stuff, internet partnerships.
Maybe you'll learn something about yourself that I don't know if you're in therapy or you ever thought about therapy, but if it was me, I would go to therapy because you would probably crack open like a world of insight. Or if you wanted to go to school and teach yourself something you didn't think that you could ever learn, you'd probably knock it out of the park, especially being a Gemini sun ruling the 9th house. No, it's still in the 8th. It's still in the 8th. But Gemini rules the 9th. So you can do a lot of stuff at the same time.
Vickie's fascinated by your chart, Mary. I can tell.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill my neighbors, though, because it's like, what, like 9:30, and now they decide to put on like a loud movie with a lot of bass. I'm going to get them back. I'm going to put All Eyes on Me, the Tupac Shakur story, like super loud at midnight.
Yeah, you should.
I'm gonna.
All right, I'm gonna pull up Dan.
Dan's been very patient.
Yeah, he has. He said, thanks for taking the time to talk about my chart.
Of course. You sensitive, sweet Cancer moon.
Mercury in Pisces.
I see. Mars in Pisces. In the 8th.
But Aquarius sun with a Cancer moon, that's kind of rough because, you're just so detached as an Aquarius. And then your Cancer moon does not let you be detached at all.
Especially in the 12th.
Ugh.
And Node in the 1st. Use some lessons to learn.
About people taking advantage of him. And
the highest planet's Chiron.
Well, it's not a planet, right?
Well, stone.
Yeah. And
in Taurus. You never figured it out in a past life.
Right. So your path right now is to be independent. Again, we're seeing all these north nodes in the first house tonight. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I have north node in the first. So,
and we're also seeing a lot of Jupiter, Saturn conjunctions.
So everyone's around the same age. So
yeah.
Leo in the first. It's really hard because, the ruler of his chart is in the 7th as a partner, but he's not supposed to be partnered so much in this life. He's supposed to be independent and move away from dependencies. Moon in the 12th.
Well, you can have a partnership and still be independent, Yeah. I actually happen to know 2 Leos that married, divorced, realized that was dumb. Then both of them bought condos in the same high rise on different floors. And that's how they did it for like 20 years. And she never lived in her unit. She always lived in they never remarried either. She was always in her ex-husband's unit, but the fact that she knew it was there was good enough for her.
What was she? Do you know?
They're both Leos.
Oh, they're both Leos. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. I would say that what stands out to me so much in this chart is the moon in the 12th squaring Pluto. So like people are, I think, wanting to, they have an ability to take advantage of you big time emotionally. So knowing that, when you know your chart, knowing that that's kind of an issue, you kind of can be more aware of it and make sure you're kind of vetting everybody and their intentions. Some people don't even know they're doing that. That that you're kind of like an emotional sponge for people, right? So they take advantage of that and they don't even realize that it's compromising you at all. So I would be cautious. I'd be very cautious.
Especially with that Pisces.
Mercury in Pisces and the Mars in Pisces.
Yeah, in the 8th, other people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, somebody totally could take advantage of you financially. Especially, Leo's ruling the 2nd, very generous. I would be very, very cautious about your relationships.
Especially with Venus in the 7th, look out for gold diggers.
That's why, gold diggers, and they want to take your money and they want to take advantage of you, even if it's not intentional. And then that's why you have to focus on your North Node, focus on being independent and, really working on yourself versus what everybody else needs. Let me see.
And do things to make yourself happy, especially with Chiron and Taurus. Like, indulge yourself if you're in a position to do that. Like, treat yourself well. You deserve it.
He says he's sensitive. It's tough. He's had to learn a lot of lessons, and he has to have his space and has to like the other person more. And that's why it takes him a while to let people in.
Yeah.
Well, Cancer Moon always takes a while to let people in general. They're very careful about their emotions. And then having that being in your 12th house, that's your, that's like the hidden enemies. Like you're totally hidden, but you have got a great, like still waters run deep with Moon in the 12th. You can really, handle a lot emotionally. So yeah, I would definitely be cautious I would just say that's like the primary focus in your life right now is to learn this lesson.
I would say you've got the gut to know when somebody's going to screw you over too. So if you get a little voice that's like, I smell poo, it is, and you should walk away. Kristin, do you agree?
Absolutely is intuitive. Mercury, Mars, and Pisces and Cancer Moon, I would say that's incredibly intuitive, especially Mercury, Mars conjunct in the 8th. You can probably sniff out.
Yeah.
You can investigate people pretty well. I think that it's important that you keep on focusing on your personal goals and not other people's goals, because that would be your tendency. Do you have any specific questions, Dan? Sorry, these pauses are kind of annoying. He says he's compassionate and very caring of others, and he does have instinct. And he's been screwed over a lot too.
Trust that gut.
Yeah.
I have a thing about the 12-week rule that I just, as I've gotten older and having like Saturn rising and whatever about my chart, but like I put people on probation like for 12 weeks and I look for things like how long do they talk about themselves before they ask about me, or like if I pick up the check for coffee one time, do they reciprocate? And little things like that, and pay attention to the mutuality of the situation and of the relationship. And if it's not fair and if it's not mutual, you've given it 3 months to discover this, and then you can walk away in peace knowing that you invested time and you did it honestly, and it just wasn't for you. And I think you've got the instinct enough to know pretty quickly if someone is for you or not, whether it's a friend or a partner or whatever. But you might benefit from my made up 3-month rule.
I think that's good advice. It's good advice for everybody, really. He wants to know if he should continue on the path of being creative. So
yes.
I have been able to accomplish my visions in career.
Yes. Don't you think so?
I'm looking. Like creative how? Because I'm looking at your career angles. He said very true. So he's got Aries on the 10th. in the 7th house. The ruler's in the 7th.
Is he talking about switching jobs, or is he just talking about being creative in general?
You said career. That's what I'm wondering. I don't see a lot of creativity with a career. Capricorn on the 6th, daily tasks, being dutiful, conjunct.
I see it as a hobby that you can, like a side hustle.
Creativity as a side hustle?
Yeah.
What is it, like writing? What's your creative path? Like, I want to know what your, got Saturn and Jupiter conjunct in the 3rd with Pluto there. And the ruler of the 6th is in the 3rd. Some sort of creative partnership, possibly. I mean, I see a lot of like, well, Neptune in the 5th gives some, I just need to know what kind of musical instruments. I was just going to say Neptune in the 5th would be the only thing. A lot of musicians have Neptune in the 5th.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and they have that 5th and then 11th house, public creativity angle there. A lot of famous musicians are 511 angle heavy.
I did not know that. That's interesting. I should go back and relook at Tom Petty.
Oh yeah, we totally should look at Tom Petty. That'd be interesting. So I wouldn't say that putting together musical instruments is creative. It's in a creative realm, but Saturn in the 6th house would be building. And that could be like structural stuff. That would make sense to me. Good communicator at work, he said. Yeah, that makes sense to me with the 3rd house and the 6th house connection, right? So what should he do as a career? That's always I think that's a fun question. So the ruler of his 10th is in his 8th, conjunct Mercury. Some sort of research or
law enforcement.
Yeah, totally. I would say that. And then
military.
Having that intuitive sense of that military would make sense to me too. And then ruler of the 6th is laws, structure. 6th house ruler is in the 3rd. Again, that's communication, writing up job codes for some company. It's got Chiron.
Compliance.
Yeah, anything like that. I think you're right. Compliance.
Human resources.
Human resources. I totally was just thinking that. That popped into my head. Human resources would be good. Yeah. And in human resources, you could be the person who's like investigating, the person who's doing all the, looking into if they were actually doing their job and things like that. Human resource would be, I think, a good career.
Yeah, I did it for 10 years. It's a good time.
He says does finishes on the instruments. Yeah, I mean, definitely hands-on stuff would be good for you. I don't know. I think that, yeah, some sort of rule enforcement would be important, I think, career-wise for you.
And pretty much all the things that we mentioned does enforce a rule.
Oh, prison guard, moon in the 12th. That'd be good. He said he could do that. You'd be a prison guard.
That would suck.
Yeah, it would be a tough job, I think.
That would suck so hard. Oh my God, with all that Pisces, just imagine like all the vibes he'd absorb.
Yeah.
Don't be a prison guard.
No, I think he could be a good one. I really do, actually. for that, it would be a hard job. But you could like help people. You could be like the human resources of the prison. Maybe you wouldn't be a prison guard. Maybe you could work in a prison.
Parole officer.
Oh, parole, or like, I don't even know if you have a career. We're totally like, parole officer would be good, but anything with incarceration on some level, you would understand.
How about a criminal?
Bounty hunter.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Sniper.
It's fun. I love this. Like, I love that question. What should I do? It's like one of my favorite questions astrologically.
Detective.
Well, Mercury and Mars in the 8th is absolutely a detective. You should probably work for
yourself.
He said he's tough enough to be a prison guard, but you're right, it would be tough. I would be able to talk to the people. Counseling for incarcerated people, or substance abuse counseling would actually be fantastic with that Pisces and Moon in Cancer in the 12th.
Yeah.
I think that would be an awesome.
And Sun in Aquarius, so you can detach enough.
Yeah, you totally could detach. That's a great thing. Okay, we just figured out your life. You need to go to school and become a counselor, and then go help incarcerated or people with substance abuse issues. There you go.
You're all set.
Okay, next. Well, I think that. What?
Is there anyone else, or is that?
I don't think so. I think that's good.
Okay. Dan, was that helpful?
Let me see if I can pull that back up. I can't pull it up. Can you pull it up?
What are you trying to do?
I can't pull that. Let's see if I can pull it up off my page. I can't pull up the responses. There's got to be a better way. We're gonna have to look into this to be more interactive. Okay. He said, yes, thank you. He's good with people. Detective Dan, I used to have a problem with addiction. Interesting. Yeah, Moon in the 12th would be, like, that would be a natural placement for addiction. All right. All right. So I think that should be enough for tonight. What do you think?
I hope that we helped everybody, and that you guys enjoyed our witty banter about dirty pervs and Mercury retrograde, and we hope that you had fun tonight and that you'll come back next time. When's our next time? Do we have to make an announcement for next time?
Yeah, we have to decide when we can do this again and what we should talk about. So we'll go. I'm thinking we should focus on like a month of, the Sagittarius is right now.
Yeah.
Since it's their birthday. Maybe talk about Sages and, their yearly outlook. Maybe we could do that. And then other topics
we could do.
But we would take suggestions. So if anybody has questions or would like for us to talk about something, definitely let us know.
Yes, please. Where should they contact us?
Well, on our page, the Sleepless Astrologer, or you can email us at thesleeplessastrologer@gmail.com. Right?
Cool. And tell your friends.
Yeah.
For a good time, call Chrissy and Vickie.
For some astro chat.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to go. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you. Did you disconnect?